Hi everyone, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be documenting my memories in a hemlock and oak B5 using the Cocoa Daisy kits. This is the February kits called Inklings, and I have been documenting my memories this way since the beginning of this year, and I am loving it. After doing 14 years in a 12 by 12 album, Project Lifestyle, has been a great change for me. So I do print out my photos on photo sticker paper, and I do use my Epson PM400. Now, I heard somewhere that they're not going to be making that anymore, so I did order one and I have it down ready to use for when my next one break, for the one that I'm using to break, because I use them like a workhorse. Okay, I am going to be doing some stamping here, and I just wanted to show you how I pick my colors. I use the colors that come in the Cocoa Daisy kit for the month of February. I use the colors here to determine what colors I'm going to use for the entire month. Now, once I have the pictures printed out, I do like to stamp the week number on the side of the page, and in the hemlock and oak, on the very bottom of that page, it tells you what week it is so you don't mess it up. For this, I like to use the Ali Edwards Alphas Are Fun stamp, and I have not been using the exact same stamp for every week, but this is the one that I've been using for the last few weeks and I really like it. This is the number 28, and for this particular week I am using the color Night to stamp out my week and the number 9. I am using an acrylic block to stamp these onto the page, and then I use a stamp chamois, and I have that wet, and I squeeze out all the excess water and I keep it in the salt cellar so that it stays damp for the entire time. It can be damp even a couple of days later and it does not mold. It is the best thing ever, because usually when I'm at a crop, which I am for this particular layout, I would have to go back and forth to the washroom to keep my stamp chamois moist, and that's always such a pain. So this salt cellar has been amazing. And if you're interested in any of the items that I mentioned, they will be linked down below. Okay, so once I do that, I use the Numbers Are Awesome by Ali Edwards, and this one is in the number 7. It also has a distressed look as the Alphas do. And like I said, I print my photos out on photo sticker paper, and I'm not 100% pleased with the photo sticker paper, but I do have them in stock at home. I have a bunch left, so I'm going to use that up before I move on to try something else. But I do use my Epson PM400, my little travel photo printer. Well, I shouldn't say it's travel, but it's convenient and compact for when I go to crops and things like that. And I know the measurements that I want based on the width of the column, so I make sure that I do that and that I print them so that they are the size that I want. Now, I said before, I am using the February Cocoa Daisy kits, and this is before I was a subscriber, so was getting things here and there to make my own kit. I became a subscriber, I think, finally in the month of April, I want to say. But some of these stickers are not like washi tape, so I do have to use scissors, and these are my Tim Holtz scissors that I absolutely love. And I have to actually use those to cut them off instead of ripping them with a ruler. Now you'll see I put the washi tape on both sides. I did not want it under the photo of me with my family. I am also going to be stamping the day of the week using Ali Edwards stamps and numbers from Heba Alsabai. I think it's the planet stamps. And I forgot my bone folder, so I am using the other side of my tweezers to do the rub-ons. I love rub-ons. It brings me so much nostalgic feelings from when I first started scrapbooking, and rub-ons were really big back then. I also do love these transparent stickers that Cocoa Daisy has in her kits. And the thing I really love about these kits is that everything is flat. Because this is a hardbound book, I want everything to be as flat as possible. Now, I usually read or look at my scrapbook by Braille, but we're not going to be able to do it with this because it is a bound book. But the thing I love about this is that I'm not going to have two big 12 by 12 albums for every year. And I've had that since 2011. Isn't that crazy to think? And then each of my kids have their own sets of albums that are 12 by 12 albums. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do that moving forward because my oldest is now 19. And one thing I did tell them is I told them that when I die, they have my permission to throw everything away because this is something I'm doing for my own mental health. And I don't want them to have the guilt of having to take all of these albums with them. Okay, moving forward. I am placing the stamps down where I think I want to stamp them. Now, even though this is week 9, I am still trying to figure out my exact process flow of how to get these layouts done efficiently and quickly. They still take me a long time. I remember the first layout, week 1, it took me about 6.5 hours. But I'm at a crop for this particular layout, so it did take me a while because even in my recordings, there's long periods of where there's nothing happening on my desk. Okay, so I'm deciding where I'm going to put the day of the week and the date, and I like them to be close to the picture, but I like the day of the week to be closer to the picture and the number further away from the picture. But I don't care if it's on the bottom, below the picture, or above the picture. Now, another thing about this hemlock and oak that I'm absolutely loving is it is forcing me to focus on just one little part of my story from the day instead of doing a bunch of pictures. Because when I used to do 12 by 12 albums, I would put in all these inserts, all these different stories, and I love that I captured it, but that's not the purpose of me doing Project Life. This is just to show a slice of my life, not every little thing. And I do keep a journal. I do write every day, and I've done that since I was young, and I still have those journals. Isn't that fun? But I do love to journal, so most of the details will be there anyway. But those journals are for me and not for my kids to read when they're older. Okay, I'm looking at the stamp set here. It's about weather, and it's by Everyday Explorers, and I want to document how hot it is. In San Diego, it doesn't get that hot, but on this particular day, it got to be 87 degrees. I actually had to turn on the air conditioner. Now, typically during the year, I don't put on air conditioner until July and August, and that's it. Okay, so these stickers of swatches of color, I love these. I love them so much. I have asked Christine, the owner of Coco Daisy, if she could just make sheets of those and sell those individually because I would put that all over my layout. Now, the one thing I do like about the photo paper that I'm using here, or the photo sticker paper I should say, is that I am able to lift it up. But once I lift it up, it does leave these crease marks where I lifted it up, but I don't want to reprint all of it, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Now, one thing about me that you need to know, I say D is for done. I don't need anything to be perfect. This is me, my own self, handmade. If I wanted it to be perfect, I could have gotten this done professionally. You know what I'm saying? So I do not expect perfection. Now here you'll see me inking up the word celebrating, and I'm going to put it on a sticker paper because I messed up and I put or stamped Friday underneath that picture of me with my family. You'll see there I'm using my stamp chamois to clean up my stamp, and I'm using my Tim Holtz scissors to cut out the word celebrating. Now I'm using this tonic paper trimmer to make sure that I am cutting this straight because I just cut it willy-nilly before, and I'm going to use the sticker paper to put this over the word Friday because I don't know how else to fix it. Now, one thing you'll notice if you've been following me for a while is that I make a lot of mistakes. And I'm okay with that, but I always just try to do better next time. And what I did this time is I stamped on the wrong side of the sticker paper. Oh my gosh, that's so me, right? So first I thought I would use my Cocoa dot adhesive, and that wasn't really working, so I pulled out my glue stick and I used the glue stick to glue down the word celebrating. You'll notice that it's not the same color, but I'm okay with that too. Remember, I'm not trying to be perfect. I just want it to be something for me to look back on and remember, because my kids, oh, they always make fun of me because I have the worst memory ever. Okay, so now I'm going to start stamping the day of the week. And for this, I'm using the color Sage from Simon Says Stamp. And for the numbers, I'm going to be using, I think it's terracotta. So I'm going to do all the numbers, and since I already did all of the days of the week, and on the very bottom right of my layout, you'll notice that it's kind of blank there. It's blank because I am waiting for a photo from one of my girlfriends to send over because I don't have it. We took a photo on her phone. So I'm waiting for that so that I can print that out and put that on the bottom right-hand part of my layout. Now, this week in my life, we celebrated both of my brothers' birthdays are a week apart, and my mom passed away in between their birthdays 6 years ago, and that's my dad, and it's just us getting together in memory of my mom and also celebrating my brother's birthdays. And the nice thing about having brothers and being older is we have just stopped getting each other gifts. So the gift is of us getting together because it's so hard for us to all see each other. We all live in Southern California, but it's really hard to get together. Okay, so you'll see above the weather sticker that I have, I stamped this weather, love it, hate it. Oh, I meant to cross hate it. So I will get to doing that. And here I am measuring the spot of where the sticker is going to go so I can decorate kind of around it. And I have that transparent sticky note. I love transparent sticky notes. And I put 8100 because that is the unit I used to work on I was a trauma surgical intensive care unit nurse, and the name of the unit is 8100. And we all still get together at least twice a year, even though we don't all live in the same area anymore. And this is going on over 30 years that I've been friends with these ladies. So fun. Okay, now I'm going back to decorating, and I am going through all of my stickers, and I am trying to think about where to put the ink splotches, the stickers, and I love planner stickers and things like that. So I'm trying to fill it up. I am okay with white space, but I am also obsessed with all these stickers. So I do my journaling and I do print that out on clear sticker paper. And next time I purchase sticker paper, I think I'm going to try to get matte clear sticker paper, because I don't really like it shiny like that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. It works for now. And I know how thick I want them to be. And I apologize for all the different light changes. I told you I was at a crop, so I was taking a lot of breaks and whatnot. I do love putting rub-ons on there as well. And the thing with rub-ons is, they're flat, so it adds another dimension even though it is flat. So I like to look at textures. I like to look at the design, like making your eye go in a triangle kind of a thing. And I really do like odd numbers when I'm working on a layout. I don't like things to be too even or too matchy-matchy. I like things to be just a little off kilter and keep it interesting for the eye. Now, the thing with the clear sticker paper that I love is that I can put them over stickers and you can still see the writing. Does that make sense? So I love to have like ink splotches underneath my journaling. Okay, so I also have a picture here of my coffee machine because I cannot live without my coffee. I have a picture of my craft desk with a bunch of pet stickers that I'd gotten. And I just took a picture of me working on my sticker book. And this sticker book I made by myself. Well, I just took sticker release paper, cut it up, and put it into an A5, I want to say, binder. And that's where I keep all of my pet stickers. Because if I keep them in a roll, I forget to use them. So if I have them in a sticker release binder like that, when I'm getting ready to do my journaling or whatnot, I just pull out that. I have two A5 notebooks. One is for pet tape and one is for just little planner stickers. So I have that all arranged. And I think part of crafting for me is organizing. Even though my craft room looks like a hurricane came through here. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, and the other part of crafting is shopping, right? Got to get all the things. Okay, so I have that. I also have a picture of me there under the 26, just me working on my sticker release book, because once I start something, I like to try to finish it, but sometimes my ADD brain doesn't allow me to do that. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm decorating the layout. I like to put stickers everywhere. And one thing I do like to do is have my stickers touching something. I don't want it just floating in air. You'll notice on the bottom part of the layout, I have the TN notebook and the bag, but it's not touching anything. But I'm planning on getting it to touch something there soon. Okay, so my girlfriend finally sent me the picture. I printed it out on the photo sticker paper, and I am getting ready to figure out where I'm going to place that photo and the journaling. So once I decide to do that, I'm going to stick it down. I need to get the stamp for the day and the date. And I also decide to use washi tape that came with the kit. Did not come with the kit. I purchased all of these separately. I keep forgetting to say that. And you'll notice on the top left-hand side of my screen there, you'll see all those die cut stickers. It's amazing. Those are die cut stickers. They're either like made out of sticker paper or washi sticker paper. Love those. Once I figure out where this photo is going to go and the journaling is going to go, see where I pointed? That's where I'm going to stamp the day of the week and the date. And I'm going to stick that down. These are the photos. This is the photo of my girlfriends, the nurses that we all work together. And then next to that photo on the left is a picture of my aunt who lives in Korea. She called us. We use KakaoTalk. It's a Korean app, and it's like WhatsApp, but just for Korea. And she is like 96, I want to say, and she looks so good. So I got to talk to her because she called my dad while we were there. It was so nice to talk to her. And then on the top right, under the date 01, I happened to drive by this little bungalow that I used to live in when I was working as a nurse and going to grad school for my MBA. And I never got a picture of that little bungalow. So while I was driving by that street, I went ahead and took a photo of that just for me to remember. It was so hot because this was back in the night. I lived in the 909 area code. It was so hot, and that bungalow did not have air conditioning. But I was rarely home because I was either working, because I was working full time while I was going to school full time. So I was either always at work or at school. Okay, at some point I realized that this is the last week of February, and I still had all of these stickers left for the month of February. And remember how I said I like my elements to touch? This is where I add more stickers and get things to touch, whether it's touching the journaling or the stamping or the photo. I like things to touch so that it's all connected in some way. I don't like to have things just floating. So I'm going to be adding a bunch more stickers to this layout before I call it done. Well, I hope you enjoyed this process video. Please let me know, do you enjoy the voiceovers, or do you enjoy it or do you prefer when I am talking you through the process as I am working on the layout? Let me know. I do have a few more weeks that I did work on while I was at the crop, so the next few are going to be voiceovers. So let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.